Could the Federal Reserve be manipulating the market? Plus, we've got some exciting news for XRPL, some Ethereum updates, and I've got an epic video I want to share with you guys from Bitcoin 2024, but it's more of a behind the scenes thing because our CEO, founder of SQUIDGROW, Shibtoshi, he's epic. Like, it's just epic. I have to show you guys. It is really, really cool because it's going to give you a look at really what happens behind the scenes. So I'm excited to share that with you guys and give a reaction, talk about the markets, and shout out to Mr. R and Alexandra and all the awesome people who continue to support me on the show. I appreciate it and allow me to work from home. Yes, we've got guitars and pedals and all kinds of stuff all over the place. It is what it is. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I've got all kinds of stuff in my house, all kinds of stuff. But I love working from home. It's fun. It's fun. I enjoy it. Also, too, apologies for being late. I'm late because I have another doctor's appointment today. I've got some health stuff I've got to take care of. And it's just an absolute nightmare dealing with all of that stuff. I'm literally having the same conversation with the same people multiple times. So send prayers, fingers crossed, and all of that jazz, Anyways, we're going to get straight into it because we've got a short and sweet show today. And I want to get in and out and get you guys the important information that you need so that you can continue to self-educate in your crypto, Bitcoin, whatever journey. All right. So let's first talk about this over here. Let's first take a look at the market. Okay. Take a look at the market because we had the FOMC meeting yesterday. So we'll talk about those results. I know most of you guys love to watch Tom Crown. He does a great job talking about the Fed and the markets and all of that. Chapow! All right. Now, so this is what the top 100 crypto assets look like on the weekly. I'm taking a look at the daily. We're all red. Everybody's selling, everybody's dumping. But let's go ahead and take a little bit of a deeper look at the markets and see really kind of what's going on. And I'm also going to leave you guys with a question for the show today after we get through Bitcoin, because I do have a serious question that I want people to really think about. So we successfully broke $65,000 support, and we're getting ready to retest $60,000 on the weekly. Taking a look at the daily, these are old lines that we've had on the chart for a while. So it is looking likely that we are going to retest $60,000. If we break $60,000, we can look to consolidate at about $55,000, $56,000 over here. I'm not really confident yet that we will get that breakdown because if we zoom in a little bit more on the 4-hour chart, it does look like we've essentially bottomed out a little bit. We caught on to support here at about 62.5, and Market Cipher did print a green dot that generally indicates that we found a local bottom and we will go sideways. So I really want to see what happens when we get to this area of $60,000 if that does happen today. But right now the markets do look ugly. And this is why we always advocate on the show all the time to consistently take profit. And we have the way that I do it, I look at I've got like 4 different categories to look at, 4 different categories. So we've got Bitcoin, something that's a very long-term hold that we don't necessarily want to sell or might not necessarily take profit unless you're in a long or a short or a scalp or, a short-term trade. And then we've got, the top, some of the blue chip stuff, the top 100, maybe the top 200 stuff. Okay. And then and those are things that you want to adamantly take profit on the way up so that you can create a moon bag, or you might not want to. My mind today. So we've got 4 tiers. We've got our Bitcoin. We've got like our Ethereum, Solana stuff that we want to hold a little bit longer. The blue chips at the top 100, 200, and then the meme coins. Apologies. My mind is elsewhere because I'm thinking about the doctor today. So when we talk about taking profit, we're going to have to analyze the risk with the market. So when we're talking about Bitcoin, that's generally a longer term hold for most of us. When we're talking about Solana or Ethereum, that could also be a longer term hold, but we do anticipate to take profit during this bull run. In the 3rd tier, the top 100, 200, you want to adamantly take profit. I like to adamantly take profit on that type of stuff to make a moon bag so I can just chill and decide if I want to sell later on or hold on to that. And then all the meme coins and the stuff that's extremely volatile, those you want to get in and out as soon as possible, as ethically as possible. Apologies. Now, with that being said, I'm not, even though the market is dumping, I'm not necessarily bearish. But I do want to, there is something I do want to pull up and show you guys that I posted. Actually, I can say it here. I can just show you guys here. I don't have to pull it up on Twitter. But let's go ahead and go to the total market cap. Total market cap over here. So this right here is going to be total. And this is including Bitcoin and including altcoins. Now, when we take a look at this, when we take a look at it, we had a swing wick high on the weekly at about $3 trillion. Okay, and this occurred the week of November 15th, November 2021, on or around that. And this is including Bitcoin. Right now, I still believe we're in the bull market. We're still kind of in these early stages. My personal belief, again, I could be wrong, and I'm okay if I'm wrong. It's okay to be wrong. Nobody's going to get anything correct. But really, where is the momentum going to come to really push the market cap to $3 trillion? Because we're sitting here at about 2.19. And then if we go to these other chart over here, taking a look, this is the total crypto cap, and this is excluding Bitcoin. So these are really just these are really just altcoins here. These are really, really, really just altcoins. So where are we going to get the momentum to push us up another $1 trillion with altcoins? And one of the reasons why I asked this is because last cycle I was a little bit wrong, because we had the panorama and all that happening. I really underestimated the power of the stimulus checks and the power of people that were actually teaching themselves to day trade and do all that. So I was like, that bull run caught me off guard a little bit, primarily because I was looking at the markets, but I was primarily focused on the average person that wasn't going to work, that wasn't necessarily getting the pay that they were prior. The average person that was just trying to make ends meet, because there's a lot of turmoil that happened, but I underestimated the PPP loans, and the stimulus checks and all of that type of stuff. But this market is a little bit different, or this time is a little bit different, primarily because we're not getting stimulus checks. The economy is hurting, and we're not getting those loans. So where's the where's the liquidity going to come in? And a lot of people like to say, okay, Wendy, well, it's going to come from BlackRock and institutions. Well, that's fine. But right now the institutions are really investing in like Bitcoin and Ethereum, because we've got the spot ETFs. And we don't have like an XRP ETF, and we don't have a Solana ETF. So that's what my question is. And I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I just want to know where the money's going to come from. And I want to leave that with you guys to really kind of think about, really, really think about, because when we do take a look at the crypto markets right now, everything is in meme coins. Everything is in meme coins. That's where all the plays are. And the ones on Solana are just so volatile, because it's so much easier to trade on Solana because you don't have those high gas fees. So people are just selling like crazy. And in the past, when we had the Ethereum gas fees we still have Ethereum gas fees, but in the past, when we had meme coins on Ethereum, you really had to take a lot more of a calculated risk depending on how high the gas fees are. So that's my question to you guys. And I think it's a fair question to ask. And I'd love to hear your guys' comments down below. Good morning to Chen, thank you so much for being an O Army member. I appreciate you. To Keeter, to John, to Raider, to Alexandra, to all of the awesome people in here. But let's go ahead and, and Keeter said too, he said, no one has ever gone broke taking profits. No one ever has. And I'm a firm believer in that. Sometimes we feel like we've taken profits too fast or whatever. But at the same time, like, again, when we talk about the markets, we talk about profit taking, your financial situation and your investment risk is going to be a lot different than mine. Just like if we were to go to the gym, like my ideal body, I want to just be fit, and I want to be toned. But your ideal body might be going to the gym to get big arms, get big muscles. I don't want to do that. I'm in my feminine era. Me and my Pilates and boxing and cardio bar. That's all we're doing over here. But anyways, that's kind of my thought process on this. And my hair's getting washed tomorrow. Don't worry. Or tonight. Don't worry. But anyways, let's get into the markets. So this is from Blockworks. We're going to be talking about the Fed. So the Fed holds interest rates, U.S. equities, and cryptos stay in the green. So there was a FOMC meeting yesterday, and they basically held interest rates steady, stagnant. They did not cut, and they did not increase. Just paused. And it is the 8th pause since March 2022. Powell said a cut could happen in September if the economy continues on its current path. Upcoming jobless claims and employment reports will be crucial in determining the likelihood of a rate cut in September. S&P 500 and NASDAQ composite indexes rose on the news. Bitcoin and Ethereum were in the green, but as you guys know, the market is not looking too terribly great. And gold futures hit $2,500 for the first time ever. Plus, a side note, the Bank of England cut rates today, and it was the first cut since 2020. So it looks like the Bank of England is a little bit more progressive than we are with our monetary policy, because we are just pausing it. And again, I don't know when their elections are. I don't know when any of that is happening, but it could potentially be because we are in election season. And my tummy's growling because I need to eat something. But that could be it. that could be it. We will have to kind of wait and see. But at the same time, they can leave interest rates paused or unpaused, but what are we really going to do to stimulate the economy in America? That's another question. And again, when we're talking about people having disposable income, like when we're talking about the panorama, people had that disposable income from the PPP loans or the stimulus checks or whatever, even though it was like kind of a hot mess, things were. And also too, there's a lot of things that I always forget about. It's like a lot of people, I even know in Los Angeles, a lot of people still have not been paying their rents from panorama. I have a friend, he lives in an apartment complex, and the landlord is still trying to get people out for not paying the rent during the panorama, and they've just been squatting there. So that most definitely is still happening. I don't know about other places, but back then there was a little bit of liquidity. Right now, there's not necessarily a whole lot of liquidity, which is very interesting to me. Well, there is, but there isn't. So I don't know. That's my personal thoughts, and I'm okay to be wrong. I'm not saying we're not going to have a bull run. We're definitely in a bull run, but just a lot different. It's just a lot different. I think it's something to worth mentioning. Now let's get into this. This is going to be our Ripple news for today. Open Eden introduces tokenized U.S. Treasury bills on to the XRP ledger. That is going to be Treasury bills, also known as T-bills over here. And I think that is epic. Again, we talked about XRP being a banker's coin, Ripple being a banker's project. But again, when we're talking about mass adoption, we are going to need banks to essentially integrate into crypto, primarily because using centralized exchanges for an on and off ramp is a bit of a pain. And I do think banks will make it easy, even though I don't like the banks. I don't want them to custody my crypto. But at the same time, right now we're in an economy globally that is not accepting crypto. We haven't hit mass adoption. And I know I'm playing the devil's advocate here, but so anyways, Open Eden is bringing tokenized U.S. Treasury bills, also known as T-bills, to the XRP ledger. This is tokenization of RWAs, real-world assets. RWAs is a fancy word for NFTs, but they just work a little bit differently because we're talking about tokenizing an asset, sometimes tangible, sometimes intangible. The T-bill tokens are backed by short-dated U.S. T-bills and collateralized reverse repurchase agreements. What in the hee-haw is that? Ripple is investing $10 million into tokens as part of a larger fund dedicated to tokenized T-bills. Investors will be able to mint tokens via stablecoins, including Ripple USD, when it launches. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And again, we're just seeing a lot of really great things happening with Ripple. Unfortunately, they're still being attacked by the SEC. There were rumors about a closed meeting taking place today. And I've heard on the feed, different people on Twitter have been saying that it has been canceled. But again, it's a closed meeting, so we don't necessarily know what they're going to be talking about. But either way, I think that this is extremely interesting. And this is bullish for Ripple long term. And again, if we do get a Ripple spot ETF, I will be investing in that. I will. Now let's get into this story over here. Lloyd's of London backed insurance policies can now be paid in crypto on Ethereum. This is a big story here. Lloyd's is one of the largest insurance underwriters companies in the world. And the fact that they're utilizing Ethereum is pretty big. Pretty big. That's the technology they decided to use. So Evertaz and Naimans use a public blockchain to help coordinate between brokers, issuers, and the insured. The partnership allows customers to pay in USDC or native crypto or to place policies completely on chain, which would be great. Oh, cool. Look at me. There I am. This is when I was on the CoinDesk podcast. Really awesome. And we're talking about crypto insurance companies. This is way back then. This is like a year ago. That is freaking epic. Woo me. Yay. All right, let's go ahead and get into some more of the details over here. All right, so Lloyd's of London Insurance Marketplace now supports digital asset insurance on Ethereum. Evertaz and Naimans facilitate on-chain policies and crypto payments. Evertaz offers up to $200 million in coverage for crypto-related risk, and Naimans connects brokers and underwriters with crypto investments. Interesting. Now, with that being said, Lloyd's, again, is one of the biggest insurance companies in the world, and the fact that they're utilizing Ethereum to me is very bullish long term. This is bullish when we're talking about adoption. This is bullish when we're talking about institutions. This is bullish when we're talking about hopefully potential price movements upwards. Again, my target this cycle for Ethereum is $7,000 to $10,000. I do hold a bit of Ethereum, so I'm very excited about that. And again, I could be wrong because it does happen. But at the same time, imagine if that happened. And again, we're seeing these big institutions adopting specific technologies. And I do think Solana's day will come. It's going to take a while because right now everybody's like so playing with the meme coins and all that stuff. So again, I feel like Solana is a great competitor for Ethereum, and I'm happy to be diversified and hold both. So make sure you guys smash the like. Push us out. Now let's go ahead and talk about this. And that was big news for Ethereum and XRPL. All right, now let's talk about Miss Senator Loomis. She says the wait is over. This is our Louisiana purchase moment. Read the text for my Bitcoin Act below. And we are going to go ahead and cover what exactly is happening with this. There was a particular tweet that I wanted to bring up that I promised him I would bring it up, but we don't have it. So let me go ahead and pull that up from an attorney, Mr. Carlo. He's awesome. I told him I was going to bring this up and use it because he explains it very, very well. Plus, we love attorneys. We love CPAs. We love people that are experts in their field because they're more qualified to talk about this stuff than I am. And I'm just an idiot on the internet. So basically what he's talking about with the strategic Bitcoin reserve legislation that was introduced by Senator Loomis. Again, this was introduced. It is not law yet. I don't necessarily think it will go into law because it's going to take a long time. It's just not going to happen overnight. But he says, too long, don't read. Also, too, if you need an attorney, he's great over there. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve. Establish a decentralized network of secure Bitcoin storage facilities. Ensures state-of-the-art physical and digital security measures. Geographically dispersed facilities to minimize risk. But again, Bitcoin is intangible. And you just need the private keys. This is the key part over here. The Bitcoin purchase program. Purchase up to 200,000 Bitcoins per year over 5 years, totaling 1 million Bitcoins. Hold all acquired Bitcoin for at least 20 years with limited exceptions. When we're talking about the limited exceptions, they're not clear as to what those are. So basically, they're not guaranteed to hold the Bitcoin that they acquire for at least 20 years. For the most part, they will, but there might be certain exceptions which we're not privy to. And before I vote on this, or before I, say I'm for this or against it, I want to know what those exceptions are. That's important. Next, a proof of reserve, which is pretty common knowledge, and why it's important. We covered it yesterday. Implement a quarterly public cryptographic attestation for transparency. Conduct regular independent audits and publish annual reports. Every single company, any financial institution should have this. If you are a bank, if you're a credit firm, whatever it is, you should have proof of reserves in a way that protects your customers, but also showcases the reserves. And again, crypto exchanges are essentially required now to do this in most cases, but banks are not. And that just kind of tells you what you need to know. And I don't think it should be quarterly. I think it should be 24/7, 365. Consolidation of government Bitcoin holdings. Transfer all federal agency Bitcoin holdings to the strategic Bitcoin reserve. Prohibit the sale or disposal of these holdings without legal authorization. So basically any Bitcoin that is acquired from the public servants, if you do something naughty like the Silk Road stuff, you basically cannot sell it or dispose it without legal authorization. That's what I'm getting from this. Another key thing is going to be voluntary state participation. Allow states to store Bitcoin holdings in segregated accounts within strategic Bitcoin reserve. Ensure states retain legal title and control over their Bitcoin assets. So basically, states will be able to participate in this if they would like to. I think it would be a great idea for many states, primarily ones like California that have a lot of debt. Well, first we got to get Newsom out, which who knows if that's going to happen. But again, I think that would help boost the economy in some states. Funding offsetting costs. Utilize discretionary surplus funds of Federal Reserve banks. Adjust Federal Reserve remittances to the Treasury for funding program. And the last but not least, protection of private property rights. Affirm the right to lawful acquisition and self-custody of Bitcoin. Protect against federal seizure or implement of private Bitcoin holdings. So that is exactly what this bill is. It sounds very, very interesting. I like it. I like it. I like it. One thing I will say that I don't necessarily like is I want to know what this exception is. What is the exception? What is the exception? Why do we have an exception? What's it going to be, man? What's it going to be? That's my personal opinion. So I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. And that'd be cool. Could you imagine if they held Bitcoin 20 years and Bitcoin, in fact, did go to $1 million, how much money they would have? And they'd be able to pay all kinds of stuff off. But again, it's a public servant, so don't blindly trust them. Loomis also does have a stablecoin bill, which I think is worth noting. Anytime I hear the term stablecoin, to me, that means CBDC. That's just me, though. That's just my personal opinion on the matter over here. All right, now let's go ahead and get into the next piece of information over here. This is going to be more of the the Loomis Bitcoin thing from Mr. James. Let's get into this. So if Kamala Harris, okay. I'm going to talk about this later. I don't want to bring this up right now. I'll do a separate video of that, but I want to go ahead and watch this video with you guys of a little recap of Shibtoshi and the SQUIDGROW team over at Bitcoin Nashville 2024, primarily because you're going to see some really cool backstage stuff, like things that you weren't able to see while you were there. But because Shib does have, he is anonymous and he does have private security, which I totally understand. And especially now, I understand the importance of privacy, especially when you've got families and personal things and stuff. Privacy does matter. It is extremely important. That's why I support SQUIDGROW and Silent Swap and everything that we are building. And I'm just very honored that they are not only a partner of the channel, but to be working alongside them and to, give my input on stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look. Again, Shib is a billionaire. He's done well for himself in the industry. He's an OG Bitcoin whale and done well with memes and all kinds of stuff. And he created SQUIDGROW to essentially have a project for his friends and family and other people who want to be part of the community. And it's just really, really cool to see. So let's go ahead and see the little details over here. Little details. Go and make this bigger and see.
And at the Bitcoin Conference 2024, he seemed to know everybody. My buddy.
So that was the Hawktua girl and Mr. Evergrow. And then there's Shib and I think some of his private security. So this is at Karate Combat where he was able to, hang out and whatnot. And yes, he is mass. He is anonymous. That is Vivek. So he gets to meet Vivek, which is freaking cool. I do believe he had special seating for the Trump speech because he's got his private security and whatnot, which is really cool. And of course, repping SQUIDGROW and all of our amazing products that we have.
Oh, it's you. Oh my gosh, you're here.
He was even escorted into the Trump speech by the Secret Service.
That is 100% true. So Shib was escorted by Trump's Secret Service with a mask into the conference with his security and the Secret Service security, which is pretty cool. And he was the only one that was allowed in the facility with a mask on.
President Trump just stares at him. Who the fuck is this guy? Damn it, there he goes again. So we've done some research. We're ruling out Sleepy Joe. It can't be Matthew McConaughey or Lance Bass from NSYNC. But we found out the mysterious masked man is a guy named Shibtoshi, and he's the best crypto trader of all time by turning 8K into $5.7 billion.
Funny, I actually made a video about Shib, because he is a Shiba Inu whale. I made a video about him before I started partnering and working with them. And I was like, you guys got to take profit. You don't know if this guy's going to dump. But apparently he did not dump.
They said he has over 50K Bitcoins and is the owner of a new coin called SQUIDGROW. This coin will have you so freaking rich, the German Shepherd will be speaking Spanish.
You guys are silly. All right. So that was kind of a really cool recap that occurred at Bitcoin Nashville 2024. So if you weren't able to go, we were able just to live vicariously through Shibtoshi. So we appreciate that, Shib. Thank you so much. Now, I think we got one more story. Oh yeah, this one over here. Apparently, Trump has some more shoes, Bitcoin themed shoes that are being sold on eBay for $2,500. Cool. I would not buy those. I would prefer a pair of Louboutin brand new because pairs of Christian Louboutin I've only gotten were used. So I'd like to get some of those before I get some golden sneakers. And another thing that later I'm gonna work on a video for you guys for later that I do want to bring up and I do want to talk about. It's going to be regarding VP Harris and some of my thoughts about the policy changes and that type of stuff. And is she pro crypto? Is she not pro crypto? So that's a show for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I got to get going. I got to get doctor's appointments and a couple different things. Plus I got a little bit of agita. My stomach is still healing from the events of last week. Was it last week or the week before? I think it was the week before. Yeah, I don't even remember, but I did have listeria. Confirmed. So don't be eating boar's head meat right now. Wait for it to cool down. But anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Sending everyone love and light. And I will catch up with you guys later tomorrow, live, 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. PST. Bye-bye.